welcome to today's Journal with Me session. This spread was inspired by some printouts I bought from an Etsy store, which is called Little Bindi, and I will link that down below. It's Johanna Klaus, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, Etsy store. She has a YouTube channel, and I will link both her YouTube channel and her Etsy store down below. She has the most adorable prints for these doilies, and she has various packs, and I think you usually get around 10 doilies per pack. So I bought my first one actually a day or two ago, and I couldn't wait to use these. They're so cute, and please go check her out. She makes such cute journal spreads. If you haven't seen any of her videos before, please go do that. So before deciding which doily I was going to use, I wanted to create a different background. So I decided to use this sewing pattern that I recently got secondhand. You can see that in my haul for junk journal things, which I did a few days ago. So I'm here just cutting these down to size to fit on the pages of my traveler's notebook. And then I'm going to, so now I'm just roughly measuring, trying to get straight edges, and then just gluing that down with a glue stick. And in this spread, I'm actually having a pretty tough time deciding on what I want to do. I know you don't see it on camera because I cut all the parts out in between where I was trying to decide what to do with this page. So I only knew that I wanted this background, and I knew I wanted to use one of the doilies. That's all I had in mind when I started. And yeah, I really didn't know where to go from there. And I was playing around with so many different ideas. So then I finally decided on one thing. So first I wanted to use this one that fit perfectly on one of the pages. But in the end, I decided to go with this round one instead. So I fussy cut that one out. And then I'm trying to place it, and I decided to cut that in half. And I wasn't sure yet where the best place to put it yet was, or whether I should glue it down or what I should do with it. And then I decided to go through my fabric scraps and try to pick out some pieces that I thought would go nicely with that doily. And I definitely wanted to use that pink flower, first of all because of the color, but more because this was actually a piece of a curtain that we had in the kitchen in the 1970s in the flat where I grew up with my parents. So for that special memory, I definitely wanted to put it in my journal. And I'm trying to figure out how I can make a tab out of it that would look nice, that would not that would show most of the flower. So then I decided to do it like that, and rather than sewing it for now, I just decided to glue that on. And I really like how that turned out. And then I'm trying to see, I wanted to use this quote, but I just couldn't really make that work, so I don't end up using that. And I try to find this piece of lace, which I like there, and I'm gonna keep it there, but I'm gonna cut it a little shorter later. So now what I did off camera, what you didn't see, is I think that's what I did. Oh yeah, I sewed the doily on so it would be a tuck spot, and while I was at the sewing machine, I also sewed the tab on. And then I found this card that I had gotten for my birthday, and I really wanted to use that front and back image of the birds. So I decided to use my Sizzix die cut machine and to make tags out of both of these. So that's what I'm doing here. So first I used a little tag for the back image, and now I'm using a big tag for the front image. That's actually a great way to use images from cards that you don't know what else to do with. Rather than throwing them out, you can just stick them in a journal like this. And for the small one, I ended up making another die cut, the same one, of this other paper, because I wanted to back it, because I thought I would just hang that on, and I wanted it to have a blank back. Wow. And in the end, I actually ended up stapling it on, so I wouldn't have needed to do that, but I didn't know that at the time. And for this big tag on the left, I didn't want to back it because it had some of the writing on it from my wonderful ex-colleague. And so it was really cute what she wrote. She said, "You're the most creative person I know," which is so humbling for me because, and this is actually what I end up journaling about as well, is because I don't consider myself so creative compared to others, and you just gotta stop comparing yourself to others, and you just gotta enjoy your journey, and it will take you where you are supposed to be, which is what I journal in the end. So then unfortunately my camera ran out of memory, and what you missed was seeing me staple that little tag on the right, and putting down some more papers over the sewing pattern. And here I'm using the newest pack of the Amity Bloom fabric washi tapes, which I am obsessed with. And so I found some that works so nicely with the colors with this page. So then I decided to add some string to the tag, and I want to use more of this fabric washi. I must say they're not cheap, and shipping to Europe is very expensive. So yeah, you really have to, I'll link that down below, of course, as well. But I just had to have these. This is the second pack from her that I have, and I really, really love these. They stick so well, and I love the color combinations. So, and it's also fun to kind of collect for different packs. So this is actually the second one she has out in total, but I hope she will continue to make some. So here you just see me stamping down the dates on the sewing pattern, and then at the end I'm gonna just take my pencil, just because I had it handy and I thought it was nice to journal with something else rather than a black pen for once. And I journal, as I said before, about this, just enjoying the journey and not comparing yourself. And I'm just having a little bit of a tough time on some of these spots on the paper because there was some glue on it. But yeah, it was alright. I can still read it. So thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope this inspired you for your own pages. Have a wonderful day. Thank you so much. Bye.